Welcome to the Center for U.S. War Veterans Oral Histories at the National Guard Militia Museum of New Jersey in Seagirt, a partner of the Library of Congress's Veterans History Project. Today is February 12, 2016. I am Carol Fowler, Director of the Center. My honored veteran is Carmelo Burgaretta, who's, did I say it right?
That's correct.
Who served with the United States Marine Corps Infantry in the Vietnam War. He served from 1966 until 1968 and was in India Company, 3rd Battalion, 9th Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. Shadow Warriors was the nickname, and Death in the Dark was the motto. Did you know that?
No, that's news to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't know Shadow Warriors?
I heard of Shadow Water, but I don't think I was enough familiar with that terminology.
Maybe it was after. Thank you for wanting to be here today, Carmelo. Your eyewitness account is considered a primary historical source and a valuable contribution to the Veteran Oral History Project here at the Militia Museum. And good morning and welcome.
Thank you. Well, glad to be here. Thank you for having me here.
So I take it you heard about the project when you were visiting and you saw the easel? You saw the poster?
Yes.
That was nice. Take me back to life prior to service. Had anyone in your family served before you?
Yes, my father. I was born in Italy, by the way, and my father obviously served in the Italian army. He was captured in the battle of against Montgomery, General Montgomery, near Marsala, which is west part of Sicily. I arrived here in this country in 1956. I was about 11 years old. Then I went to school. Then Uncle Sam grabbed a hold of me.
Okay.
In January 29, 1966. And I went down to Whitehall Street with approximately 2 other young men, approximately my age. And that day they called 10 names. And they put us, and one name happens to be mine. And they put us in this room and they say, okay, sign up, sign below, you just being drafted in the Marine Corps. I says, okay. I originally checked what preference of military branch would prefer. I said, I always wanted to be in the Marines. So they made it very easy for me selection.
Why was that you always wanted to be in the Marines?
Well, I was impressed by John Wayne in the movies, the Marine Corps, and also was fascinated watching the movie one time with Jack Webb early in the late 50s, I believe. They were called the DI. And
Drill instructor.
Drill instructor on Paris Island. So I was impressed by that. It was a little scary, the DI, because, wow, this is boot camp or is that prison? I wasn't quite sure. But I soon realized when I arrived in Paris Island about 3 o'clock in the morning, they do that purpose psychologically to give you a shock treatment. And half of us were half asleep on the bus. We were arrived to Paris Island, and this is guys with Marine Corps with the smoky hat, bear hat, and shouting at us, get out, get out, get out. So we all kind of were like, okay. So we all got in, and there were about 4 or 5 other DIs yelling at you, screaming at you, yellow footprints. And I'm thinking about, Jesus, it's like the movie The DI.
Oh, okay. You felt like you were in the movie.
Right. And I said, wow. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? So we were petrified. We marched into the barrack, and they told us to put our back against the bulkhead, the wall. And there was a table, I said, to empty out everybody empty out their own content. So each one of the DI was looking to see what kind of content they had, and one individual had something that, well, I shouldn't even say it, condoms.
Drugs. Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't know if I should say that.
That's okay.
And so the DI was yelling at him, what the heck, and he's shouting and barking at him, and I say, I'm saying, God, this is just like the movie. I said, so I started laughing. I had a smirk on my face, and I'm sorry. But DI Sergeant Montgomery saw me, short African American black man, African American, stocky, same size, little taller, slight taller than me. Saw me smirking. He picked me up, put me against the wall, and he shouted all kinds of things at me. That was the last time I smiled. And I said, well, this is rough. It's going to be rough.
Oh, okay.
But I went through, just most of us Marines, boots. We went through the boot camp. So graduated, did well, and then we went to Camp Lejeune. Right after 2 months of training. Then we went to training, infantry training. We spent a month, and they gave us a month of leave of absence.
Right.
After the month of leave of absence, I was to go Camp Helton, California, ready to be shipped out to Vietnam for advanced infantry training. So we were there from June through the end of June for the whole month. It was very first time we had they gave us leave of absence for the weekend, actually 2 weekends. So we had a good time at that point. That the weekend was like little freedom. After that, at the beginning of July, around July 4th, I believe, 5th, we flew to Vietnam. Anyway.
North. I see it.
Okay.
It's under.
Okay, right there.
Yeah. It's under where it says supply base.
Right. Then I right here. Well, the first impression we got, most of us, we saw smokes coming out, the black smokes, as we're approaching the airport, and we thought the base was being under attack. Of course, realized they were burning
Honeypots.
the latrine.
Yeah.
They were burning latrine. As soon as this is July, 100 degrees temperature with 100% humidity. So as soon as the door opened, we just felt that heat.
Right.
As we were stepping down to the tarmac, we noticed a plane that was going home. Veterans were leaving, and they were smiling and waving at us. And I say, lucky guys, they're leaving and we're arriving. So then they took us to, they gave us stuff. We sat in the barrack for a while. Then they took us to our division in Da Nang, the regimental division, headquarters in Da Nang. So from sleeping in mattresses, with sheets and pillow, end up sleeping on a cot. So, all right, you sleep in a cot. We did our duty for that night. They gave us all equipment, military, rifles and all the equipment that we needed to have. And I remember this guy, called him Heart Attack. He was in boot camp with me. All he wanted to do is kill gooks. Oh, I can't wait to get killed, gooks. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, I don't know, I really, I'm an infantry guy, a grunt. He ended up being in the battalion supply. He didn't see he saw some action, but not totally action. He was not in the front line like I was.
Why'd you call him Heart Attack?
Because he was doing, in the boot camp, they were doing excessive exercise, and they really pushed us. And then they tell us to do push-ups, and we counted the way he wanted it. And he was so he screamed out, "I'm having a heart attack." So we nicknamed him Heart Attack. But he was a nice guy. He came home with me at the same time. We left Vietnam. He came out. He was in the same plane as me. So he made it. But I also saw him down before. But anyway, trying to get back into my track of thoughts is that so from the cart, then the ship that we flew from C-23 up to Anwar. Anwar is right here, just south of, right here, southwest of Da Nang. And that was the battalion headquarters. We were there. So when I got there, we just walked maybe 10 feet, 20 feet, and we were just drenched. Just humidity was so heavy. So now my squad leader greeted me. This Burgaretta said, "Oh, yes." We shook hands, and he says, so he took us to a tent where we were supposed to sleep. So he says, "I didn't see no cots, no cots. So pick a place, any place on the floor." So from bed with sheets and pillow to cots, now to the floor. So can it get worse? Yes, it got worse when we got into one operation, search and destroy mission up on that area. And so we slept on the ground, But anyway, we had sea rations. It's not that every day that we saw fighting. And not every day we saw, especially down the south, there was a little bit more with the VC initially. But on September 3rd, we got ambushed. We were on search and destroy mission, and we got ambushed. And the second platoon got hit badly. Killed 5 of us were killed, 15 wounded. One of this guy, David DeWitt, a black African American young man, he was killed. We shared the pop tent, we call it. We put a poncho liner, that was a pump. He was killed on September 3rd. We went to help out second platoon and that day, and so we got hit also. We got sniper, all kinds of rounds, ammunition, AK-47s, machine guns. He was right behind me when he got hit.
Oh,
2 bullets hit him, and I was lucky because I was right behind a grave mound. So, it's just luck. He was aiming at me, obviously, but he just happened to hit him. He was right behind me. And I turned around, I saw him, so I grabbed him and I dragged him too close. But at that point, I saw him, his face kind of ashes, and I yelled for Coleman. Anyway, Coleman came. We got orders to charge the position. So we charged the position. I'm shooting. I don't know what the hell I'm shooting at. They were well trenched and camouflage, and they were shooting. But luckily I wasn't. But then what happened is another company came from Kilo Company came to our rescue and swept the area. So the B account, some of them were killed. They say we killed 10 of them. I don't remember how many I saw them were dead. But then September 5th, we went back again the same area. And that day, 3 Marines were killed in my company. And about, I think 5 or 6 wounded. So based on my recollection. We lost a few good men. Then the monsoon season came, starting, we did all our patrols. We did, before that, we were on a hill. I don't remember the name of the hills anymore. There's small little hills there. We were supposed to be protected for the, called Freedom Road. They were built from Da Nang to Anwar. and they were built by the U.S. military with the civilians, Vietnamese civilians. We were supposed to be too secure for that. And one day we were patrolling. I was squad patrol at that point, and then we hear an explosion. And so we had to go back to the road. But what happened was a road bomb exploded, made a huge crater. And then was one Marine who stepped on it. In the crater, half of his body. And half his body's, that was it. The rest was just all blown out. So we had to pick up all the pieces of the body. And I look at the Marine, yes, young Marine. I forgot his name, to be honest with you. So we saw some of that thing. But after that, it was more little hit and run, kind of, sniper round. And then, of course, our company got nicknamed Flaming Eye, and it was by Kilo Company. Gave us a nickname because wherever we went, we just burned everything. We burned the village down, and by order, by command and order, to burn down the village because they had enemy fire there. We thought they were heavily sympathizers, sympathizers, so they burned it down the village. And monsoon season came. Started late October through, February, and rains, wars. Any guys who, any Vietnam veteran know what it was like, especially for the grunt, because we were out there and we slept on the ground. We're trying to find any place in nighttime. We're trying to find any place where you can find dry. So rain coming down. After a while, you get used to it. You just doesn't let it bother you anymore. And then by November, we got order. We got ordered that we're going to move up to the DMZ. The DMZ would be right here. This is Donga right here. This is the DMZ. Donga was maybe about 5-6 miles south of it. So we had but before that, we were going to do 1 month of recuperation, retraining.
R&R?
Well, not R&R, it's actually the whole battalion. We went to Okinawa for a month because we had to sort of regroup again. So we did 1 month of training in Okinawa, that was R&R to us.
Oh, okay.
That was R&R, basically. And then at that point, we got shipped out to Donga, which is actually our base was Camp Carroll, which is right off Route 9. This is Route 9. This is Donga, Route 9. Donga, Camp Carroll is right here. And west of that is Quezon. So we were stationed there most of the time that I was in Vietnam, and we did operations, patrols. In May, and then in March, we went on a patrol, and actually we went into an operation, and we were just south of Candien. And Candien is just about right at the border, close to the DMZ. Jiolin is to the east, Candien is to the west. It's right here.
And later you went to Jiolin?
We went to Jiolin at one point, but that was
Right.
right after. But before that, we went to this operation in March. March 30th, we got hit. We lost 15 Marines in my company size. Our captain, Gatlin, decided to want to split the platoons, one south and one little north, and the CP will be central. And that afternoon, on March 30th, we heard all hell broke loose. Mortars, machine guns, and AK-47s. And all of a sudden we got called is that the CP and Sec platoon was getting overrun by the NVAs, North Vietnamese Army. And we went. So we turned around and tried to assist them, to help them out. As we approached the position, we were notified, my Lieutenant Prickett says, keep an eye, don't shoot anybody because in front of us there could be Marines, so be careful what you're shooting at. As we approached the area, I'm talking about, 47 years ago, something like that. And my recollection is still very clear to me, but it made a little bit hazy. And I noticed movement along the bushes. It was a clearing, and then you had these bushes. So I wasn't sure they were Marines, so I held my fire. But as we approached us, and I noticed there were NVAs. And then all of a sudden, and I noticed all of a sudden the machine gun opened up on me with green tracers, those NVA guns. And it just passed, machine gun just over my head, this much. I hit the ground, and he was shooting. He had a machine gun, and the machine gun guy was supplying the ammo, the feeding the ammo, and so he was shooting, and I saw him. And at that time I had the M14s, put him semi-automatic and blasted him. I saw him, bullets come in and hit him. And then there was another machine. Now I don't know if it was me or Jack Webster. We both were the same position. And we both aimed at the same position, and we killed the two of them. But the machine gun hit my lieutenant and the radio man, Berkey, and Prickett, John Prickett. They were evacuated that night. Then we took still another machine gun position was shooting at us. I saw my buddy O'Valley running across, and there was a crater, a bomb crater, and he jumped in. And I thought he was hit, so I told Jack, "Please give me a cover. Let me see if he's okay." I ran to him. He was okay. I just machine guns, bullets coming down. I dive into the crater, and he was okay. Thank God. They say it's okay. Just keep an eye. Then they took the weapons, took down the machine gun down. And for a while it was quiet. We're trying to recoup, trying to get the body, wounded, recovered. And then I heard some Marines yelling for help. We need help. Somebody, and another person say, this could be a trick. And I said to myself, this doesn't sound like a trick. These guys sound like Marines, Somehow, I don't know what happened. The only surviving officer was Butch Neal, which happened to be, he became a 4-star Marine general, second commandant of the Marine Corps, which he made it to, he became a second commandant of the Marine Corps. In 1996, he was promoted to that. He was the FA, forward observer for airstrike or artillery. So he kind of gave us, put everything together. But that night we had to go. We knew there were Marines out there. So He said, "You need to get some bodies out there and help them out. What's going on?" So about six or seven of us went to. The night was dark. At that time, it was dark. Went to the aid. As we approached it, so we finally found them. Thank God. 3 or 4 of them were tied up, convoy, ready to be taken as prisoners.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Wow.
what happened was, as we approached them, they pulled back. They tried to, hold us back. So they left them already. That's my assumption. What happened? I really don't know what happened. And some of them were wounded. So we went to the aid. So Jack Madden, Musquelia, says, Burgaretta, you got to go back. We need some more guys here to get the bodies, the wounded, put on a poncho line and take them back. So I went back to my perimeter. I was concerned one of the guys going to shoot me, but mistaking me as an NBA. So luckily I wasn't. So I need 5 more guys. So I say, now mind you, this is totally dark here. And the only thing that helicopters coming in landed, so there was a little flare show you where the helicopter come in to land, take the bodies of wounded out. And so I said, follow me. And right there, I looked around, there was nobody behind me. And I was by myself. And I say, okay.
Nobody wanted to go with you?
Well, I don't know what happened. I thought I said, follow me. O'Valley was one of the guys. I said, O'Valley, I forgot the name of the guys. O'Valley was one, and Taylor, I forgot the other guy names. But anyway, I told him to follow me, and next thing I know is nobody behind me. I'm going halfway, there was an NVA body killed there. And then I saw a Marine Corps, another Marine killed. His name Williams. Later found out his name is William, a black African American. And so I crouched down, and the helicopters were dropping flares. So I had to keep my body, keep low, because I don't want to be a spot for anybody, NBA who might see me or shoot me. So then I saw as the flare was dying out, about maybe 100 foot from me, I saw like heads, shadow heads, about 5 of them. And I said, maybe that's, my friend. I thought maybe O'Valley and the other guys. So I keep calling, O'Valley, I'm over here. They stopped. And then I realized they don't look like Marines because they don't have a hat. So I said, I bet they were Coots, NBAs. And I hesitated. I says, if I open up my rifle, M14, I give my position away.
Right.
If I hit one of them, maybe one, they're going to see where the flashlight. So when I threw a grenade, and then I heard yelling, some screaming in Vietnamese. I said, okay, I got them right. I threw another grenade. And then there's another more, a little screaming. So that I hit them or not, I have no idea if I hit them or not. Because I went back to the same position where I didn't see anything. I saw some blood, but I wasn't quite sure. I didn't see any dead NPAs. Eventually, when I went back by myself with the guys, to rescue the guys, I says, I don't know what happened to them. But sure enough, they were right behind me, not too far from me. They came about maybe a few minutes later. And I told them, I said, what the heck happened to you? I says, I don't know, what happened to you? We lost you. You were ahead of us. We had no idea where you were going. Anyway, one of the guy was badly wounded. His name is Dockery. He was a corpsman. He was shot up in the legs, and he was in tremendous pain. Even with Overcane, we gave him to suffer the pain. He survived, but he lost two of his legs eventually, years later in his life, and he passed away about 4 years ago. Complication. So March 30 was a significant for a size, a company size of about over 90 men, 90 Marines. And unfortunately, didn't get any better. Situation still getting it up at the DMC. We were stationed. We leave one of the company for about 3 weeks in Geolin, and Geolin was just like lobbing artillery at us every day. Not a lot, maybe 10, 15 of them, but luckily we were okay. We had trouble going to the latrine because we don't know when they were shooting at us. One individual went trying to go to the latrine, and then all of a sudden shells started coming in, and we saw him jumping right into the trench with his pants down. So we had a funny moments in our lives,
Okay.
You gotta line up, so we tell jokes of those stupid things we did, That's our way we can cope with the situation. But I remember Geolin was it's called a strip. It's about, I don't know, maybe about a mile long, I think maybe more, but have a good quarter of a mile, about a quarter of a mile wide. That was to prevent, or at least, see the NBA coming through. So because in Vietnam, it's very heavy foliage and very difficult they could maneuver, they could go through infiltrate in areas without being seen easily. So that was a strip. And what we used to do is patrol security for the 155, 175 Army's artillery pieces. They were on tracks, and so we took them, they will take them down the road about a half a mile or so, and they would do because what happens is the NVA knew there were the guns over there, so they were trying to hit them. But since we pulled back, so that was the security, so they won't get hit. So we were security for them. And we do this every day. One day, as we approach, we're coming in back to the base in Geolin. It told us it was starting getting dark. And this is like April. Starting getting dark. And told us to camp in, start digging in. I couldn't figure out why in the world we want to dig in an open space here, over the 155, 175 guns out there. As soon as it got dark, they told us move into the perimeter. So we did. So, I didn't understand what the reason behind it. I got duty at 1 o'clock, but I was in the southern side of the perimeter, not the northern side. And that's where we were originally started, camping in that night. All of a sund, shells come in, landed right where we was there, and also machine gunners. And so they knew where we were doing, but of course, to their surprise, nobody was there. And then they're trying to probe the north side. They're trying to probe them to get into the perimeter. There was a firefight. I was not involved. I was more on the southern side, but I saw the display of the firework, the artillery barrage, and machine gunners. There were a few guys, Marines were wounded, nobody killed, thank God. But from Geoland, I went to R&R. They gave me after 8 months in Vietnam, they gave me 5 days R&R. So I went to Taiwan, Taipei. I got to Da Nang, a transfer area, and I hooked up with this other Marine grunt and Air Force guy. The Air Force guy says, you know, it's time for chow. I said, you don't want to eat this garbage. He said, come on, come take it to, he took us to, we picked hitchhike a ride to his base in Da Nang, Air Force Base. I could not believe the disparity between a grunt and the Air Force guys. You know, I had barracks, hardwood barracks with air conditioning, sleeping in mattresses and sheets and pillows, having cold beer, cold soda, and then we were walking into mess hall. And the mess hall was like, now this is May, and it's hot. It's nice and cool. I said, why is it so cool in here? They're air conditioned. And then as we go into the channel line, they give us these trays. Most of the time we ate sea rations, or something. If we went back into combat base, they gave us a hot meal, and they gave us with the kit, mess kit, yeah, with a cup and a thing. We put it on, and here's this guy with his tray, and they give us. I said, how you like your steak? I said, steak. I said, you guys eat it like this? Oh yeah. And the ice cream, solid ice cream. It's the only time we got treated back in our combat base. By the time the ice cream came, it was melted. So you could drink it and not eat it. I said, and Tawadai told us, we get combat pay, plus we get living expenses. I said, what do you mean living expenses? Oh yeah, the mama-san comes in, they clean out clothes. We looked, me and this other Marine Corps, we looked at each other and said, what the hell we did wrong here? We understand this. So that was interesting. I really realized what the other side was living like. So when R&R, and when we come back, Slim, we hooked up, when we come back, we hit went back to, after 5 days, it was wonderful. When I went to Taiwan, Taipei, on the way back, we hooked up at the Nang, and I saw one of my buddy, in my squad, Slim. And Slim and I, we went back Camp Carroll, all right? We heard about something going on Hill A61, which is near Quezon. And Quezon is right here. A61, you got A61, A81, and A81 north or south. We went A61 just a little bit north of Quezon, just a little bit north. And the NBA, we're trying to we're trying to push out the NBA out of the hill, and because the NBA wanted to set up position so they can hit Quezon and block off Route 9. So we reported back into our headquarters, and Sergeant said, Burgaretta, the two of you, loaded up. I mean, well, not loaded up actually. Saddle up, as is because a company was up under DMZ, another operation. I says, no, I figured they were going to take us back there. So no, you guys going to the Hill A61. And we heard about that in when we got the Nang, things were getting eat up, or what's going on over there. I said, I'd rather be with the guys. So we settled up. We promoted. We got into the Chinook, and there was heart attack. They were dragging everybody, every man available, every Marines available, anybody from
the supply Marines.
Everybody, the cook, anybody they can get, and brand new guys. You can see the brand new guys with
clean uniforms.
Uniform, green, all green, not muddy, anything. Boots still clean. And I was on the third Chinook. First Chinook got hit bad. Some couple of Marines got killed before they landed, as they were landing. So we were lucky. They didn't land. They told us jump out. You know, luckily none of us got hurt. And but we were at that point at the tail end of the operation when we finally pushed them out, and with every bombardment and every airstrike with napalm and all that, they were well entrenched there. But as we finally pushed up, but I was at the tail end, so I was very lucky. Then in July, right after that, we will go into operation, you know, search and destroy operation after operation, short, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week. Then we went to another operation just south of Camp Carroll, and with a tail of it, all of a sudden, we told us, you're gonna be airlifted to Dunga. From Dunga, we're going to the DMZ. What happened in June 30th, in First Battalion 9 Marines Bravo Company got almost wiped out to DMZ, which is just near Candien. Actually, we're not far from where we got it. I believe it was, east of Candien. They call it Marketplace. They got hit about 78 Marines got killed that day.
Wow.
And actually there was a book written on that operation. So here we are, we thought we were gonna get a break, maybe take a couple of days, you know, rest and recuperation. They told us we're moving out. So they took us, actually, first few times we got a helicopter airlift from one operation to another. We got to Dunga, and so to gear up and to resupply us and ready to go to the DMZ. And the NVA, we landed up by nighttime. It was evening by the time we got all the helicopters and landed. And you could see that flashes, machine guns, you know, it's trying to shoot down the helicopters. We were lucky. But at one point, I noticed we felt a drop. We were helicopter, we felt this drop, and I said, but then it was okay. And they told us to jump out. Nighttime. What do you mean jump out? We had no idea how high we were. Like, obviously, but we jumped, and we were fine. So we dug in for that night, and the next day we went to get the bodies, all the Marines' bodies. It was not a pretty sight to see all these young men, and it became reality to me that I don't know if I'm going to make it out of here. And things were getting really, really, because at one operation after operation, we didn't get a break.
You were 19 operations and one major one.
Yes. Right.
You didn't get a break?
We get a break maybe a couple of days, but after that we just go out again.
Right.
And just one after the other.
Right.
And we saw the bodies, and we saw NBA bodies laying on the side, well camouflaged. These helmets full of foliage in the backpack too, the same thing, which is like walking bushes. We had to drag the bodies back. So we were carrying the bag, and but there was a couple NBAs that were taking a pop shot at us in the perimeter, and he get beep, 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 But thank God he was a lousy shooter. He was not a sniper, because he would have field day with us. So we're dragging the bodies, and I remember the body's back into what they call the strip, at the one end of the strip, the northern side of the strip. Helicopters should not coming in to get the bodies out. And I noticed one TV, I'm not going to mention the name, from TV sponsor, or what they call it, correspondent. He interviewed this Marine, and as we're carrying the bodies, putting into the Chinook. The Chinook's still running, it didn't stop, you know. And all of a sudden you hear the artillery from the NBA coming in, and you hear boom, boom, you know. And as soon as the artillery came, him and his crew, camera crew, just got into the helicopter and took off. And
Now I want to know who that was. Dan Rather?
no, it happened to be John Johnson, African American.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened to him. Him and his crew got a helicopter and took off.
Because artillery, is that where it zeroes in?
Well, the artillery were not very accurate,
Oh, okay.
but they knew exactly where we were approximately, and so they were lobbing artillery every day, sporadically, not every concentration. But on second, third day that we were there, we got about, and we were sweeping, we were going to sweep the area. And all of a sudden, barrage of artillery came. I don't know, approximately about 200 of them. And they were landing, and we just hit the ground, and we just, and you hear boom, 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 and coming in, and the explosion will come, and you could see the explosion. And they were not too far from us, and luckily not close enough, thank God. So all of a sudden we got Jack Madison, guys, come on over here. So they find a stream, a dry stream. Now this is July, so it's dry. It doesn't rain, rarely rains at that point. It's totally dry, so we were lucky. As we'd run, our buddy Slim got hit by shrapnel, by artillery shrapnel into his gut. And I turned around, I heard him yell, you know. I turned around, and so I went to grab him, and I dragged him. And Jack Mann came to help me out too, and we dragged him back. We couldn't get him airlift because every barrage of artillery helicopter couldn't come in.
How long did it last?
It seemed forever. It seemed forever. I mean, then we tried to corpsmen tried to, but the wound was so badly wounded, there's nothing you couldn't do. He died.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But our adrenaline was so high, and we heard this. I said to myself, "Man, this could be it." We heard the trumpets, the charge from NBA, but that never happened. As everybody's get ready for an attack, so we get up there and waited after the barrage ended. But nothing came. What happened, I think, Alpha Company from 19 ambushed some of these guys. They killed a number of them, MBAs. And so at that point, we were tired, really exhausted, mentally exhausted.
Right.
So Jack Madden says, we need 4 guys, 4 LP, and listening post. Burgaretta, get three of your team guys and go up for it. It's okay. And we got, I don't know how many yards we were in the front. So we originally says, okay guys, we're gonna do it at night, at dusk, got dark, we moved in with the radio silent position. And so if you listen, if you hear, I was stretching myself, if you hear any kind of, movement or you see movement, you say, get out of there, come back, okay? So we did, we went there. I saw guys, O'Valley and Taylor. I keep forgetting this guy's name. This big guy, Abbott, big tall Alabama boy. And so I says, we do a 50-50 watch. Well, I don't know, then what happened was we had so much commotion in front of us. No, 50, it was 100% watch. So I click in, I call in, hear movement in the front. It says, okay, you tell me if you, how far are they? He says, I don't remember, about 100 feet. I hear a lot of movement, chattering, and then it stopped. And then all of a sudden, on the eastern side, it was firefight. There was sporadic fighting. And you say, but we held the position. See, we just stay where you are right now. Don't try to come in. So we stayed the whole night. We were totally exhausted at that point. Some of the guys were falling asleep. I was falling asleep. I said, okay, you keep an eye on the radio. But somehow we made it through. And then we pulled in. Operation Buffalo, over 100 Marines were killed in that operation. But before that, we swept the area, and we went in before the last day of the operation. We moved up to we pushed up, and we saw the destruction of the bombardment that we did. 1,000-pound bomb, I saw a face, an NBA face, splat against a tree, and you could smell the dead. You could smell bodies. And funny thing, it's just the face, skin, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the nose, and splat against a tree. And maggots were, crawling all over the place.
Wow.
And you could see they were told, dug in, and we're looking for bodies, any graves. So we could see some of the fresh mounds. So we start digging up the bodies, the graves, and you see NBA bodies wrapped up in a plastic, like a poncho liner kind of plastic. And they had a plate of the date they were killed, like a little thing, with a hammer and a little polka dots kind of thing, and we tell you the date. And that was what we did.
You had to count the bodies, right, of the enemy?
They wanted a body count.
Right.
So that was what we had to do. We had to dig out the bodies, the graves. But we saw it was a major, large unit of NVA there. I don't know what size were, maybe battalion size, probably, I'm not sure. If you read the book, Operation Buffalo, will tell you more details. And the Mesco, and they had a hospital, all dug in, and spider holes all over the place. And I didn't kill any NVA that day, that operation, because we didn't have a chance to. Mostly it was just barrage of artillery and getting the bodies out. And we thought we were going to get some resistance, but they were gone by that time. And they told us to pull back that afternoon to with the southern side or the strip, we call the strip, and dug in. And that night, B-52 bombers came and dropped. You could hear, the ground was shaking. It was with the big bombers. In that operation, one jet fighter was shot down. You could see the missile that night, hidden in the air. I don't know, he was rescued, the pilot was rescued. So they gave us a break. We go to Camelot, a village of Camelot just across the river. And so we set up perimeter for that night, and they treat us for beer and soda. Warm, of course. Some guys had more beers than soda. So basically, we were in Camelot, and we stayed about two days over there, and then we're back to Dunga. Dunga, that was July. We still went on another couple of operations at the DMC again. No major occurrence. A few, and they were shooting artillery at us a couple times, but no really. A couple sniper rounds from the NVA, but nothing really major. But then I was supposed to rotate 3 days before my flight day, which was August 3rd or 4th, I'm not quite sure anymore. And I was up on the field 2 days prior to my flight date. What happened, we got into another NVA trying to, we're up at the DMZ, and the only way you can get out there that day is if you can get wounded or killed, or you have to medevac anybody. And so that night we got hit with the NVA artillery and mortars. They tried to probe the position, but they would not think we were repulsed with the supported airstrike, and we repulsed them. So that morning, when the helicopters came in to get in the wounded and resupply us, my sergeant said, "Burgaretta, get your ass out of here. You're going home."
Oh, wow.
So I got my gear. I said, okay, I'm good. I was happy to get out of there. I got there. I got on the helicopter. As I flew out there, I felt this guilt. I didn't say goodbye to my guys. And I'm looking out there, felt this guilt. And I went on. When we took off from Da Nang, everybody cheered. Just out of out from Vietnam, South Vietnam, everybody cheered. And then the doors came again. That's it. It was kind of quiet after that. Everybody had their own thoughts. When I came home, I was never called baby killer.
That's good.
When I got home that night, my family, landed in San Francisco. We got paperwork. We flew back. Then I flew home. I was met by my family at the airport. When we drove home, there was kids in the block, says, "Hey, how many did you killed?"
Oh.
It's like, I tell the kids, it's not the movie. It's not John Wayne.
Exactly. Wow.
It's not nice. Not good.
Right.
First night I was home. I slept. I was debating if I should sleep on the ground, with my poncho liner, or sleep on the mattress. It's like, and it was summer. It was hot. Well, it was warm. Not like Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
After a while in Vietnam, mosquitoes don't bother you. The heat didn't bother me as much. It just acclimate yourself. That's what happens. Acclimate, you know. Sleeping on the ground was nice as long as it's dry, better than, you know, muddy and wet and bite and red ants all over you. But I heard over here that night when I got home, I'm sleeping. I hear early morning. I hear noises, and I was very vigilant. I hear noises.
Apprehensive?
Yeah, vigilant. Where I hear little noises, I'm thinking the ghosts are coming after me. So I crawl out of bed against the wall. It was like early morning. The sun was already coming up. And I'm saying, I wish where's my M16? My brother looked up, he woke up and said, what are you doing? I said, shh. Well, I did, shh. What's the matter with you? I says, then I realized I'm home.
Wow.
It's like, I went to the kitchen, got a glass of water, and trying to calm me down a little bit. My first 4th of July was hell. Especially Brooklyn. Everybody threw firework all over the place, and I was like, not going nowhere. And everything is at anger. I mean, I was afraid to fight. Anybody hurt me the road, I was ready to fight. I was angry. It took me a while to calm me down.
Did you know why you were angry?
No, I didn't. I developed, I was getting anxiety attacks. Self-development anxieties, especially on the subway, as you go into, especially when it's crowded. And all of a sudden one day I just, I was getting anxiety. I couldn't figure out what the hell what it was. Couldn't focus, So I tried to avoid taking the subway by taking private buses that were taken to the city one time. But going back, it didn't happen right away. I mean, these anxieties, I always felt there was something, very, like crowd, especially in the city with a fire alarm, with fire trucks, or police alarm, police car alarm, sirens.
Sirens, yeah.
Would jolt me. I feel always very, my heart rate was going up. A lot of things would bother me. And what triggered it is after I graduated from college, I worked in Wall Street, down in the Wall Street area with a company, trading company, and it was Friday, it was in summertime, Friday, going home, a truck lost control. What happened? The truck driver had an epilepsy attack and ran into 2 women. Killed one, was totally killed against the wall. The other one was lucky, she had a broken leg instead of being killed. And I ran toward what happened, to the incident. But there was a man before me, got into the cab of the truck and pulled the truck out back.
Okay.
The woman was crushed. I took the woman, a young woman, but I saw her. We tried to, and I saw her right away. She was dead.
Wow.
I did the same ash look that I seen in Vietnam. I saw her. We tried to revitalize her.
Flashback.
Yeah. CPR. Tried to do CPR, and she was gone. Police came. Ambulance came. Gave her a report. And I got in there, so I went home, I got into my subway, took the train, halfway home, all of a sudden I was feeling, feeling really nervous, my heart rate going up, and my hands were sweating. I'm going, what the heck's happened to me? I thought I was having a heart attack. I'm thinking I'm having a heart attack. I don't know what to do. So I'm sitting down. I'm like, my hands wet, and I'm like sweating a little bit. And I said, what's going on? My heart rate's going up. And I'm taking a deep breath. I'm saying, I'm okay. So I finally got home. After that, this anxiety was getting worse. And taking the subway was a nightmare for me. And when you get nervous, you end up wanting to urinate. And it was very embarrassing. I had to find a place where to go. So it was not pleasant. So, but I had, I had to make a living. At that time, I was married. And so I had to make a living. So I use alternative to avoid subway. So I used to take these private buses. So I spend more money, but I felt being in the bus, sitting on street light was easier for me to handle it. But there are times I had to take the subway because certain buses don't run after a certain time. If I were at work late, I would stop at the bar. I find that I'm drinking. Calm me down. It kind of lifts me up. I say, this is not bad. I can deal with it. So it became habitual. I was drinking. My wife had noticed what's going on with me. And she took me to various doctors to see. But none of them ever mentioned to me that. I went to a cardiologist. I went to ear doctors. I went to maybe what they call it, the one with the brain.
Neurologist.
He put all these wires on me, did all the kind of tests, and asked me questions. He gave me Valium. I took the prescription for whatever time it was, and I was feeling like I was falling asleep. I had a job. I couldn't fall asleep at that job, so I stopped it. And, so I would go back and drink it before I take the subway home. That would be making me feel better. But none of them ever asked me, have you served in Vietnam? Or were you in the military? Not one of them asked me. And I couldn't figure out what the hell was what the problem was. It turned out that many years later, 1995, we got hooked up with the guys from my unit.
How'd that happen?
What happened was when I was living in Boca Raton, Florida, where the company relocated me down there. I joined Chapter 25, Palm Beach chapter, West Palm Beach chapter.
Chapter of?
25. Vietnam Veterans of America.
VVA? Okay.
Chapter 25. I joined them, so there was issued me the veteran magazine, and there was a locator, a section where you could locate. So I would write down to locate the guys I'm looking for. And finally, somebody, contacted me. This guy that I did not know, he was not there at that time. Lockwood, his name. He did all the research to get all the guys from the India company. He was the battalion chief medical surgeon, chief surgeon of the battalion. So he kind of hooked it up with us. And he contacted me. He said, we have a reunion coming up in Washington, D.C. I think 95. So you wanna, so I said, and he told me the guys. I said, Lieutenant Prickett, Madden, all these guys, Meek and Not all the guys from my squad though. Mostly, few from my platoon and mostly from other platoon. So that's how the meetings occurred. The one meeting, I always told about. I never mentioned about my anxieties and all my problems. You know, I not even told my wife or nobody because it was kind of demeaning.
You didn't tell your wife why you had to have a drink before you got on
Well,
the
she
subway?
knew I was drinking,
But she didn't know why?
Why?
Oh.
She didn't know why. And she'd say, I said, why you're not a drinker. Why you drink? I says, I go out with the guys, I make up excuses. You know, just have a couple of drinks, you know. But you're staggering in the house. She don't like that. So she started really getting firm at me, get angry, because that's when she started going to see these doctors. He said, why is your hands are wet? Why is your hands wet? I don't know, I'm just maybe cold. So that's why she ended up taking me to all these doctors, taking me all this medical examination. But I didn't know what the hell it was. I had no idea until I hooked up with the guys from my unit at the reunion. It was great to see them guys. And they told us, this is one of the guys was telling me about all the symptoms. I said, that's what I got. I said, this, I think we didn't know it was PTSD at that time.
Okay.
And that's how, realize that in that reunion, the meeting, it was relieved me a lot to make me feel better. Realize I wasn't alone. It was something that occurred. I couldn't figure out.
It was an answer, right?
That was, yeah.
It was an answer for you that you needed for 30 years.
Yeah. And that was a great help to me. But anxiety, PTSD still doesn't go away no matter what, It didn't go away. It just only helped me, my mind, that I knew there was an issue, and that's what caused this. But I thought it was like, I'm a Marine, you're afraid of the crowd, the noise, what kind of Marine are you, you know what I mean? That was my mental attitude. I never
It's hard to accept it.
Accepted it, yeah.
Did you start speaking about it at your meetings after that?
Yeah. And that helps me, but going to the city, traveling, it's still there. It doesn't go away.
What about the VA?
The VA has been a big help.
How did you get to the VA? From the reunions?
From the reunion, my Jack man said, Burgaretta, you gotta go. Get help. I think, that's, most of us, I said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, well, it's got time. I'm working. I got a family to support. I have no time for that. So, can you imagine telling my boss, hey, by the way, I need to go, I got a psychiatrist to see you, interview. It doesn't work. It would never my career pattern will be just going down the tube. So it's right after my company closed down in 2009 that I pursued going to the VA medical centers and veteran center, and saw a psychiatrist, saw a psychologist. That kind of really helped me out a lot. And I attend every Tuesday at the vet center in Lakewood, whenever I can. Get together with it's a support group, and it's good. Bunch of old veterans now, no longer young, and that was a big help. So
you've been going there for several years?
Yeah, I've been 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. So,
do you feel like you got to say goodbye to your Vietnam buddies? When you left, you were feeling guilty.
Yeah, but when I was at the reunion, it was good to see them. So I mean, the first reunion, we stay up until 5 o'clock in the morning talking.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking and drinking, you know, and it's great. We have another reunion coming up, probably our last. We're getting older, getting a little tougher.
Where do you have to go for these reunions?
East Coast, West, the last one was in Philadelphia. Before that, it was in Pittsburgh. One time in San Diego, San Antonio, St. Louis, Mississippi, Florida. And the next one is in Savannah, Georgia. We're gonna go through Paris Island.
Mm-hmm.
That should be interesting. And we're gonna be the old man understand. We're gonna be watching the parade at the graduation. We'll be attending the graduation that Friday morning. We're gonna be the old man out there, understand, watching the young Marines. That were once we were.
Right.
That's it.
That's beautiful. Do the wives get to go?
Yes.
That's nice.
Any family members.
Oh, okay. And that's the 3rd Battalion?
That's Indian company.
Oh.
Company size.
It's just your company.
There is a battalion size reunion. I haven't been there yet.
Oh, okay.
But I think this will be our last one, company size, because it's becoming too hard for the individual to prepare. It also becomes expensive.
Yes.
And not too many of us want to partake at the moment.
How did you end up in Shrewsbury from Florida?
Well, we lived in Brooklyn, and I was getting tired of Brooklyn. I said, I want a nice backyard with the kids, so we moved to Shrewsbury.
Oh, okay.
A year later, the company relocated down in Burgaretta, Florida.
Oh, I see.
5 years later, down in Florida, I loved it there. It was quiet. My anxiety level was almost none. Because of the traffic, there's no traffic, it was quiet, it was like, a country club environment. And then the company closed down. I mean, not closed down, they major layoff. I survived the first cut, second cut, the third cut was a bloody one, fortunately, most of us.
Oh.
From 400 headquartered, 100 survived.
Oh.
And then a year later, they moved to Columbia, Maryland. Relocated to Maryland. Anyway, I lost my job, so I got one of my buddies' company, those who decide to stay in New York, and come down to Florida, hooked up with me. He says, listen, I got a job for you. Are you interested? So I went up to New York, and I moved my family back to New Jersey. So I'm definitely not going to live in Brooklyn. And so we bought a house in Jersey. And that's where we are.
Oh, okay. That's good. Oh, we have to show you pictures. Okay. Who did these captions for you on the pictures?
Sorry?
How did you get these captions? Well, actually, this is a really nice caption.
Oh, I typed it.
Oh, nice. Okay, let me see these.
I've got some more pictures here. Overburden you. Young man.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, this is the,
I'm sorry. I was wondering about this picture, if you took it or if you're in it. Are you in this picture?
no, I took the picture.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We just came back from operation, and we're
Right.
heading to Operation Buffalo.
Okay.
It captures the mood of the.
Yes, it's incredible, actually. It really does. You're a good photographer.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And this is the promotion. Butch Neal, Richard Neal, became the second commandant of the Marine Corps. We were honored. He invited us. He was a lieutenant. He also lieutenant that was not killed or wounded. March 30th.
So this is about a year after you started reuniting with your...
Right, 1995, and then 96. He told us.
I think that we need to talk about the healing that must have happened for you just reuniting with the guys again. Did you want to speak about that a little bit?
I was nervous, anxious, nervous of being with the guys again.
Right.
Because I was afraid a lot of emotion would come back up again. But it was really, it was an healing experience. At that time, my two daughters were young, so we went family, the whole family, went there. And first, it was great to see the guys. I haven't seen these guys at that time over 30 years. So, it was nice. Not everybody in my squad was there. The only one was Jack Madden. He was my squad leader for my squad. But then a few guys from my platoon were there. Now, this is Indian company from 1965 to 1969. But most of the guys who were there at the reunion were from my period, 66, 67, 68. But it was great, but at that 30 years is a little, appearance is a little different. Some got heavier, some lost their hair, you get older. But they all look, but you could tell by the sound of the voice, captured and so it was great seeing them again. Like I say, we spent weekend, it was actually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, actually 4 days together. We did things, we hanged out, we talked. They had in the one of the rooms down in the lobby that we rented, display all the photos and individuals, and we'd be talking,
It's nice.
Some of the guys, like Lieutenant Prickett and Jim Berge, were taken out, never came back to in country after they were wounded. They was pretty badly shot. They were, we told them we told them to find out what happened to us after March 30th, a lot more stuff. And same thing with the other guys who served after me. They were ambushed near the rock pile. Kula, and 20 Marines were killed that day in an ambush on the convoy. With a convoy.
Where was the rock pile?
The rock pile is southwest of Candian and
Oh, okay.
a little bit northwest of Camp Carroll, that we call the Plateau, which is now, by the way, is a prison by the Vietnamese. They converted to put a prison there. So Vietnam is a beautiful country. I mean, it's lush and green. But I'm sure that's changed now.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been back since then, but I want to go back. I do want to go back only with the guys I served with. I don't want to go by myself or with some other.
Right.
Because because I want some to share things, you know. And I had always had these dreams of going back. I want to go back. It really, most of the guys said, most of us don't want to. Yeah, but I wanted to go back. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
You want to retrieve yourself from the part of yourself that didn't come back here, how much you changed.
Could be that, or maybe at one point I was not very happy with myself, and I think maybe back then in Vietnam it was easy, it was simple. Simple in the sense that there was no concern about your job, losing your job, or making a living, supporting family. It was simple. You know, you either survive or you die, or you get wounded, whatever. It's simple. It's black and white. There's no grayish. And I kind of missed the adrenaline high of combat.
Yes.
I mean, I felt that even after I came home from Vietnam, after a couple of months, I was like, I kind of want to get back into action again.
You wanted to become a New York City cop, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that had to do with the adrenaline too.
Right. I didn't want to be an office, we call office bogies. Office bogey is the guy who works at the office. I became an office bogey, an accountant. But I always wanted to be a fireman, police officer. And I did all the tests, but then they had a freeze on firemen. I passed that.
Oh, okay.
They had a freeze on firemen. They couldn't, but when I graduated from college, I said, so I went that route.
Let's look at your uniform now. Combat infantryman's badge?
The Marines
Oh, no.
never get.
I'm
The Army
sorry,
does
that's
that.
Army, yeah.
The Army does that, which the Marines should do the same, but they always feel the Marines are, every one of them are riflemen. So they don't supply. This is a sharpshooter badge I got from. This is the Vietnam Service Medal.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot the name now. This is also Vietnam Campaign Medal, and
One
this
Bronze
is the.
Star.
I believe the. No, this is also Vietnam campaign. I believe this is a Vietnam Campaign Medal.
And on the
And
sleeve?
this is the Good Conduct Medal.
Oh, okay.
And this is another one I'm trying to find out what they gave me this for.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't quite sure. I'm very good at this thing sometimes.
National Defense? National Defense.
National Defense, yes.
And what about this?
Oh, this is Lance Corporal.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Well, I just want to say, I am honored and humbled that you're here today to speak to me.
Well, thank you.
Your sacrifice and contribution that you gave in service to your country. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me here.
And welcome home.
Thank you.